All you're telling me is that the reality which does exist has a source. Am I right? That is your bottom line.
I'm saying attributes and the plurality that exists has a source, and it is ultimately connected always with the source, and it is that source. Insofar as it's absolute.
It is that source?
It is.
You're adding that bit.
Are you saying this bottle is God now?
Yeah, we're not. I don't have a problem with you saying.
You know, when you look, this is where the problem is. You keep using terms which go against you. Actually,
it doesn't. Hashim.
Okay. When you use terms like God, for example, okay, then you're saying everything is God.
No, because if I were to say it's contingent, that means something is contingent. It has an ontological reality. When a water bottle doesn't.
Okay, good.
A water bottle's ontological reality.
Wait. You use the term contingent.
Yeah, because he just used contingent.
Okay,
That's
good.
where I was making a.
Is God contingent?
Is God contingent? Nothing is contingent in my worldview.
Nothing is contingent?
No, everything is that being ultimately.
Okay, you know contingent what it means.
Yeah,
I hope you don't have your own definition.
Okay, contingent is that something exists only in connection or being held up or powered by this thing.
No. It could have been another way.
Yeah.
So you're already contradicting yourself.
You see, that's why I said every time you speak, you don't even realize when you contradict yourself. Okay, because when you talk about contingent,
let's establish contingent.
Also, there's a necessary being and there's a contingent being, if you want to call it.
So it's separate.
Okay, let's use the term existence. So unnecessary existence.
So it's separate. So so whatever is.
No. Unnecessary existence cannot be any other way.
That's the point.
Okay, unnecessary existence exists by necessity. Necessarily, yeah.
Okay.
That means it cannot be any other way. Okay, it's not dependent on anything else.
Yes.
Whereas a contingent existence has an explanation. Sorry, a necessary being, there's an additional addendum here. It doesn't have an explanation outside it. Okay, it's self-sufficient. It's self-sufficient, independent, and couldn't have been any other way.
Okay.
Whereas a contingent,
into my view.
Whereas a contingent being or contingent existence, it depends on of some. Okay, did this bottle exist by itself?
The water bottle.
I like the bottle.
Yeah, by the way, I love it too.
Okay, so when you talk about the water bottle, does it exist?
By itself?
No.
Is it contingent?
Yes.
Okay.
On being.
It is not a necessary existence, right?
The bottle, when we're talking about the attributes, no.
When I say bottle, I mean bottle. I don't know which bottle you're talking about.
Is the bottle God?
You're not going to define. No. Before we go to the God bit, let's see because I want to know whether you even understand the term contingent.
Is it a necessary being?
So the necessary being is actually the exact opposite of the contingent.
Of the contingent. I agree with this. Yes.
So is the bottle, in your worldview, is the bottle contingent or necessary?
The thing is, I told you I don't even recognize the bottle as existing.
Bro, let me make it simple for you.
So you're saying the bottle doesn't exist now?
It's so far that it has its own existence. No.
Bro, there's a clear answer.
Where'd it come from?
If a bottle is necessary, and that means it couldn't have been another way. That means this bottle always existed. This bottle was made, yeah? So the fact that it was made, the fact that it had a beginning, therefore it's contingent. It's contingent on other things happening.
When we're talking about the bottle, we're talking about this specific form, what it is right now. And my claim, what it is right now, is just a certain form. That form,
you want to go
but does it exist?
Even the
okay.
It exists insofar as
does it exist independently?
No.
Thank you. So it's not. So then it is contingent.
I agree with this, Hashim. But
you see how every time you talk about something, you contradict yourself without even realizing it.
Let me tell you what, bro. Even if you want to go down to not the form, if you want to go down just to atoms or like the matter of it, whatever, the matter had a beginning, and therefore it was another way. Therefore, it cannot be necessary. Therefore, if you think God is a necessary existence, it can't be part of God. It can't be God. It can't be any of that.
When you're talking, when you're saying that that's what it is, yes, I agree. But what is?
It's not what we are saying. It's what you perceive as the bottle.
What I perceive as the bottle. Yeah. Very true. Just like I perceive the sky to be blue. Does that mean?
No. Let's stick to the bottle. I like the bottle.
Okay. Let's stick to the bottle.
Okay.
Just because I perceive.
Is the bottle contingent?
After we just went
I just said yes. It's contingent on being.
So if it is a contingent,
yes,
reality, it cannot be the being which is
It's contingent.
necessary.
Yes.
No,
That's not, bro. Forget this contingent on being. Is it a contingent existence? Yes or no?
it doesn't have a separate.
Philosophically, you know that
it
we're
does not
contingent.
have a separate existence. No.
No. I'm not, that's not what contingent means, bro. Contingent philosophy means could have been something else. Could have been another way. You know that bottle was a different form at one point. That matter did not exist at one point. Therefore, it was another way at some point.
But
it was.
so it still existed, right?
No,
No, it didn't exist.
It didn't exist even. The matter
This
did not-
bottle did not exist at one
Okay,
point.
that's if you're making the case that matter is not
Eternal. Matter is not eternal.
Yeah, it isn't. So
If you're claiming matter is eternal, then you have to substantiate it.
yeah.
No, I'm not claiming that matter
Then.
is.
You can't say that it's necessary. You can't say that this is.
Okay, so wait.
I'm not saying the bottle is necessary.
No, but you can't say it's you can't say that it's part of God or that
Why?
it's. I'm telling you why, because if you think God
Because
is
God is not-
existence,
because
and
God is
could have been
necessary.
another way. Therefore, this cannot be part of that because this changed. This is contingent.
Okay,
It's a contingent
yes.
existence, not contingent on God.
So in summary, wait. Let me summarize. God, by definition, is a necessary being who is eternal. The bottle is contingent, not eternal. Simple.
The thing is, when we're talking about God, in my case, it's not that God is a being. God is being itself.
Okay, doesn't matter. It's
No,
still
it does
still
matter.
necessary. It's not contingent.
But it never changes. So even the
It's still
things that
necessary, my
appear-
friend.
Even the
It's
things
still
that appear,
his
that
existence
appear
is necessary, not contingent.
necessary and compared to.
Was there a point in time where God did not exist?
No, obviously not.
Okay, cool. Was there a point in time where this bottle did not exist?
Insofar as what we're describing as the bottle, no.
We have always been describing it as a bottle.
Bro, you just said that matter. You're not going to argue matter is not eternal. So even in not the form of the bottle, what this bottle is made up from, there was a time where it did not exist. Therefore, this
Insofar as the bottle, it existed as being because it's always been.
What is okay? Can you define this being thing? Because we're talking about contingent existence in philosophy.
Yeah, I know.
strictly. Contingent existence necessary.
Yes.
Because this being business, you need to. This is like
yeah,
woo.
that's fair enough. Yeah, that's fair enough. But I made my case already that when we're talking about something like the fence, what is it ultimately? What is it? What is the
We have told you it's matter.
Matter.
That's what it is.
So that's ultimately it's just matter.
No. Ultimately, the fence is matter.
Okay. Well, it's just matter.
Contingent matter.
It's independent.
Wait. Do you think it is consciousness?
I believe it's being.
Is it consciousness?
I believe it's being.
No, but you see, now the reason you're not using consciousness is because it doesn't apply to something like a fence. Am I right? Because earlier you said the only reality is consciousness. Am I right?
Yes, I did, but I retracted.
But now,
I retracted.
when I asked you about the fence, you're saying it's not consciousness.
But actually, why are you coming back to consciousness?
Because you
When I
keep
already
changing your definition of the being.
No, I retracted my statement from consciousness already.
Okay, define the being to him because he wasn't here earlier.
Are you being?
Bro, you can't ask me a question when I ask you to define something. Tell me no.
I cannot define
Because
it
you-
ultimately. I can't define it ultimately.
Make sure it's fit properly.
Yeah.
I cannot define it ultimately. I cannot define it.
No, you're using a term, being. I need you to define that term for me.
It's been a while.
How's it been going?
Huh?
How's it going?
It's alright.
Bro, define the term being. Because you keep using it and I don't know at all what it means.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. So when we're talking about a tree, for example, is it? We can ask two questions. Is it and what is it? Yes?
Does it exist?
Or
And
is it?
what is no? Does it exist?
Yeah,
The
that's
ontological
it.
question,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
And then
ontological question.
what is it made up of? Maybe we could ask that.
I think that's contradiction because then the first claim is the ontological. What is made up of is an ontological question.
Sure. So you're asking
Okay.
two questions pretty similar to each other. Go on.
All right. So my claim is that the very fact that it is, right, whatever that is, it's being. Because it exists by nature, it's being. It cannot have any other ontological essence other than being.
Bro.
Because it is.
When I asked you to define being, you can't use being 4 or 5 times in the definition.
No, I cannot define it. I already
Okay,
told
so
you this.
if that's your position, then you need to know that you can't be arguing for it if you can't even define it. How can you
I don't need to
philosophically?
define it. I don't need to
how
define
can you
it.
expect other people to accept what's it called positions?
No, I'm not
based-
here to. This conversation.
Oh, yeah,
was
sure.
not-
Even if
was
you wanna
not
accept it
born-
as a position
was
for
not-
yourself.
No. That's not true. My position doesn't ultimately come for philosophy or rational thought.
But you're
It came
using
from
philosophy.
experience. No, to talk to Hashim, yeah. But I'm not here to prove anything to anyone. Hashim wanted to understand my view better.
Okay.
And he tried to disprove it. That's it. I'm trying my best as much as I can with whatever I can, which is being, consciousness, and these are arbitrary words, but ultimately trying to describe something that cannot be described.
Okay. Can we go back to? Okay, let's go back to the bottom.
Do you understand that?
No, I understand that you're telling me that you had some sort of experience that led you to a conclusion. However,
No, this is irrelevant. What I'm saying